my goodness, it is raining. I am so happy. Oh, we had thunder a minute ago. Maybe it will happen again. Pete was very wise and covered up the chairs outside. I'll show you my garden. It's not looking its best because it's been very hot and very dry. But that's how it looks at the moment. Come on, thunder. Hello my lovelies. I have just realised, I think, I've gone wrong on my new cast on. I decided to cast on a Felix. Is it the Felix pullover, which is, get there in a minute, which is this, by Amy Christophers of Savoury Knitting. I think it's Amy. Yes, gosh, I actually got that right. Can you believe it? But I've been wanting to make one of these for the longest time. And I didn't want to buy anything, so I decided to stash dive. And I have, I think, 6 balls of this. One second. Where was I? I think I was saying I didn't want to buy anything, and I had, I think, 6 skeins of this knit by numbers by John Arbon Textiles, and it's 100% merino double knit in the colourway KBN 34, or the shade rather. I probably wouldn't have chosen this colour, although it's very pretty. It's like bluebells. I really wanted one in a kind of I've said this before, in an oatmeal colour. I just need a sweater or a jumper or a pullover or whatever I should call them. I never know what to call them. When I was growing up, I called them jumpers. Why are they called jumpers? I don't jump. And sweater, that makes it sound like you're going to sweat. Pullover. Pullover is more accurate, I guess. I'm going to call it a pullover. What? Oh, she calls it a pullover. There we go. Felix pullover. That solves all the problems. So anyway, I think I have 6 skeins of this. And I balled one up. Caked one up, rather. So it looks a bit... maybe it looks a bit darker on screen, perhaps. But it's a very beautiful bluebell colour. So I thought, right, I'm going to gauge swatch and I'm going to cast this on. So I knit I gauge swatched. Have I still got that? Oh, my knitting seems to be all over the place. I did gauge swatch, can't find it. Show you next time. Because this yarn calls for a 4mm needle, and obviously this is DK, and this pullover requires Aran weight, and it says to use 6mm. So I thought, that's fine, I have a brain, I can work this out. So I did a swatch and ended up using, what did they say? 4mm. In the end, I'm using 4.5mm, and I worked out how many stitches I had per inch, worked out my bust size, added on some positive ease, and then looked at the back of the, or looked at the pattern where it's got the sizes and chose, is that right? So I timed my, I can't remember how I did it. Oh, that's the trouble with fibromyalgia. I have such brain fog some days. But anyway, I had a moment of clarity and I managed to work it out. So I'm ending up doing the second to largest size on 4.5 needles instead of 6, and in DK instead of Aran. Anyway, I'm loving how it's looking. It's a really nice gauge. I think it's going to be warm but not thick and stiff. But when I was doing my short rows, something has gone weird with my increases. Let me see if I can, if I put this inside, let's roll this up. Pop that in there. These two are lovely. This top one is weird. What's this one like? Oops, I'm going to lose my stitches, but I think I'm going to tink it back anyway, so I'm not too worried about losing my stitches. I think even that one is out. It seems to have an extra yarn over. So because I am still at the beginning stages of this, I think it's going to bother me enough to warrant tinking back. Really annoying, and I hope I can get it to go right, because down here they look so beautiful. And obviously that is the focal point of this pullover. It's so soft, it's such lovely yarn. I knit my fairy lantern cardigan out of Knit by Numbers. I'll put a picture on the screen, probably, oh, here. That's very hard to do. Probably here. But that got very, very shrunk and ended up, I don't know what it ended up being. Did I send it to charity? Or did I just get rid of it? I think I might have just got rid of it because it shrank too much. I can't remember, but anyway, I haven't got it anymore. So that taught me to always wash my woolens on a cold hand wash, not a tepid hand wash. So yeah, I think I'm going to tink this back because I want to really be happy with it, and I think it's going to be beautiful. And as much as it pains me, I think I'll be happier to do that. I made some spiced runner bean chutney this morning, so I've just labelled that, and you'd have seen me do that. And I've just made myself a cup of chamomile tea because my anxiety is all over the place today, and yesterday was a bit of a rough week last week, which won't be last week, it'll be the week before last when you see this, because yeah, just because of when I'm recording it. So I'm going to enjoy my chamomile tea, I'm going to tink back my Felix pullover, and I'm going to continue to listen to his Dark Materials. I'm on the second book. What's the book called? Is it The Gentle Sword or something Sword? But I'm on that one and I'm really, really enjoying it. So yeah, I shall chat soon. Lots of love. Hello my lovely friends. I thought I would make a little video all about some of my WIPs. I don't know about you, but just recently I have felt quite overwhelmed with all the things I've started, and I feel like I'm not getting anywhere with any of them. So last night I had a bit of a sort out. So I've sorted my WIPs into current WIPs that I'm actually working on and I want to continue to work on, and some WIPs that are having a little break, and some I've got concerns about. So that felt quite a lot better. It kind of took the pressure off. I don't know what it is, because nobody needs anything that I'm making. It's not, we're not living in the North Pole and my husband needs mittens so his fingers don't fall off with frostbite. You know, nobody needs any of this stuff, so it shouldn't be causing any stress. And I wanted to kind of sort it out so that my brain realised that. I don't know if that even makes sense. It makes sense to me. So I have 3 WIPs that I'm enjoying working on. Right, actually I've got 4 WIPs. Hang on a second. I'm not going to go into too much detail. This is as much for me as it is for you. Kind of just sort things out in my head. So I'm going to chat to you first about the WIPs that I want to continue with and I'm happy continuing with. So I have this, which as you know, I'm sure, is my Smitten quilt. And I've started, so I've made it into a quilt sandwich now. So we've got the batting, so we've got the front, the batting and the backing. Look at that beautiful Betsy yellow. And I'm now hand quilting it. Let me try to find one that I've actually started. Where are you? Where have you gone? Oh, here we go. So I have hand quilted this one. I've just gone around the edge of the outside of the flower. Same with this one, same with this one. My next one is this one. Can't really see it on the back, but I think, well, you can a bit. I think when it's washed and tumble dried, you will see it on the back, which is what I really want. But I have some issues with this project in that it really hurts my neck after a little while, and I had to be quite careful about that. I did 2 in a row yesterday, and that was one too many, because I then had to lay on the sofa with painkillers, and that is not what crafting should be about. So this is a definite work in progress. I think I'm also going to quilt around the inner hexagons. This will obviously be the big one. I don't know if you can see. You can just about see. I'll talk more about that in my main podcast. I'm just kind of just showing you quickly what I'm working on. What's in this one? Hello, Boo. That's something I just started a couple of days ago, so I'll show you that. I think Mabel wants to come up. There you go, darling. I've moved her doggy blanket so it doesn't look so horrible on the screen. Okay, so this is my next work in progress, which I'm enjoying working on. Kept it in a bag from my lovely friend Gaynor, and I finished one of these. It's a sock, and this is my pattern, which is the stripy shorts sock. These were named actually because my son George, he had these stripy shorts for years and years and years. I think he only recently threw them away, and they were age 13 to 14, and he's now 28, and he loved them so much. He kept them for all that time and still tried to wear them, but they were too tight, but he wouldn't have it. and they were blue and white stripes. So I designed these socks in honour of George's shorts, and they are actually knit. So you knit them, this always confuses me, you knit them the wrong way out. So you knit them this way, so you knit all in knit stitches, stockinette, and when you're finished, you have to be careful of your ends, and I talk about that in the pattern, keeping your ends on the outside, which is actually the inside of the work. And they look like this. Really pretty. It doesn't look so nice because it's not blocked. So that's a definite work in progress. So that's two things I'm working on and enjoying. This is a bag of dishcloths, which I'm really enjoying these. They're very easy to do. By the way, you can grab a free copy of this pattern. All my lovely members, my club members, can have a free copy of this pattern. Can't remember the code, but I'll put it on the screen. And I've got a feeling it's free until the end of September. I think I made it for the end of September. Put all the details on the screen. So if you'd like to join with me, go and grab yourself a free copy and have a go. So I've made those three. I love this colour, it's so nice. We had a cat called Harry from a kitten. We had Harry and Poppy, and that was the colour of Harry's tummy. So lovely. And I've got another one on the go. So I'm making these for myself and for Bryony for Christmas, but I think I may make some of my friends some of these with for Christmas with a lovely bar of soap. So I'm happy with that WIP, and that's kind of a pick it up, put it down WIP. This is something I cast on just a couple of days ago, not that bit, and you'd have seen a little bit of film either before this chat or after this chat, because I made a mistake, but I've fixed that mistake now. And I've made a new mistake. It's exciting, isn't it, making all these mistakes? So there should be a gap, a bigger gap between these pretty increase patterns. And I forgot to do the plain rows, so my increases will be, I'll have more, but that's fine. I'm not worried about that. I'm a bit annoyed I made another mistake, but there we go. So I've got that on the go as well, and that is John Arbon Knit by Numbers, and I've had the yarn a really long time. So they are my 4 works in progress that I'm actively working on, that I decided last night. Some of them I've put away, and I will show you those. These are not all my WIPs. Oh, did I show you? I didn't show you that bag. This is a bag I made. It's a prototype bag I made, gosh, 4 years ago. I was going to make some house bags for the shop, and I made a little heart on the back, and I thought that heart is so cute, it'd be nice on some Valentine bags. So I may do those for nearer the time. What's in here? Oh, this gorgeous bag. Here we go. This is the front. Isn't that pretty? This is from my friend Deborah, who is half of Meanwhile at the Castle. And I thought I would make the Nurture bralette, because since I had breast reduction surgery, I don't really wear bras, or don't really like wearing bras. At the moment I've got, there's too much information, but I've just got nipple flowers on, because if I didn't, you'd see my nipple shape through my dress. And I feel okay talking, because I know you all, and you're all lovely, and I want to be open on here. Mabel, what's wrong? All gone, puppy. All gone. She wants another TREAT, but she's already had it. And so I don't feel I need a bra for support anymore. And I just thought, how cosy would that be under a jumper in the winter? And just to keep my nipples camouflaged, I guess is a good word. And I've got 2 of each of these, which I also bought. Hey, puppy, do you want to come up? You want to come up? There you go. I bought years ago on holiday, and it's cashmered, I think it's called. And it's 100% cashmere. And I've got 2 balls of red and 2 balls of You know what I'm trying to do, don't you? I'm trying to think of a baby animal that is this colour. Okay, you can help me on that. Name a baby animal that is this colour, please. And that's what we're going to call it. It hasn't got a name. It's just got a shade, 2581. Don't even know if you can get this anymore. So I have 2 balls. So I'm hoping to make 2 bralettes, but the pattern looks a little bit intense for kind of sorting all your measurements out. So I've been put off of that a little bit for now because my brain having some issues. I saw the doctor again this morning for a different treatment. And I'm very bored of it all now. So we're not going to talk about it. Right, what's in here? My Marriott mitts. I need to cast on this second Marriott mitt, but it isn't calling to me right now. So that's a work in progress, but not, no, that's a work, I need a new word, a work in resting. Do you know what? I always think the word work is a kind of bit of a negative thing to say. A work in progress, or I'm working on. Like, work to me is hard work, not necessarily enjoyable. I'm like, this is a play in rest. This is a long-term WIP, which I want to pick up again, but not right now. And it, oh gosh, it is the Unbearable hat. And I started this ages ago. I've done the rib. And I've started the colour work. But I know I've done the colour work wrong. And that is what's stopping me carrying on. But the hat is adorable. And so now I feel a little bit more comfortable with colour work, I'm going to unpick it to the beginning of the colour work because I haven't done much. You see, look at that. And redo it, because I think from knitting the Marriott mitts, I have improved. So yeah, that's another play in resting. These ones are plays in progress. Yes, that's much better. And here in this gorgeous bag, I haven't been showing you my bags, never mind. In this gorgeous bag from my friend Kelly, Lay Family Yarns. She made this specially for me and I love it so much. It's so pretty. In here is something I've never shown on my journal. No one's ever seen this actually, apart from obviously, probably just Pete actually. But it's a sock that I was going to turn into a pattern, and I was going to call it, sorry I'm getting distracted, my Forget-Me-Not socks. And it's got a Latvian braid, and it's just got little forget-me-nots all over it. It's got my Godo heel and my beanie toe. This one is knit cuffed down, I think, because I think I started this about 2.5 years ago, and I don't even know what I wrote down. I mean, look at this. This is what happens. These are my instructions. So, yeah, so who knows what is going to happen to this, whether I write it up as a pattern or just finish the other one and just wear them. I don't know if I'm into writing patterns at the moment. Let me show you a bit closer. There we go, that's that. So that kind of is a play in resting. And that's everything that is out. So I feel a bit better that I've organised them into plays in resting and plays in progress. And I think, now I've chatted over with you, I think I'm happy about it all. I also really want to start my Sudley blouse in the Liberty fabric. I want to make some cushions because we're hoping to get 2 new sofas soon. That has been a long drawn out thing. We've been wanting new sofas for ages. These are so old and so saggy, and I've had to get new foam for the cushions you sit on, and even the new foam, which is now old, is now saggy. Yeah, so we're hoping to get new sofas. I really want to make some new cushions out of this fabric here, which is the lining of my, how can I turn you around? Which is the lining of my curtains. Oh, which is the lining of my curtains there. And I've got lots of left over. So when I had them made, I asked for the leftover fabric. So I think I'm going to make some cushions, kind of just square, but with a frill. I think that's what I'm going to do. So in my head, it's very busy. And there's a lot that I would like to do. But realistically, I do get a lot of crafting time, but I don't always feel up to doing anything complex. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to have a chat about my works in progress with you. I would like to know if you feel the same, if you feel overwhelmed and feel the need to kind of categorise your works in progress, plays in progress, to make your brain feel calmer about it. Or are you okay with lots of things? Or do you just have one WIP? Yeah, I mean, I do have quite a lot, because I watched my WIP parade video just back, I did on the main channel, watched it on Fasties, just so that I could see what I had achieved. And I finished about half of the things, so I think that's pretty good. Probably shouldn't have cast on the Felix pullover, but I did really want to do that. Anyway, I'm now going to be rambling, so I hope I've been looking in the right place. There's a little green dot on my phone, and I feel like it's drawing my eye to it. So in my head, I think that's where I'm supposed to be looking. So I really hope I'm looking in the right place, because that would make it easier as well when I do it again, because it's easy to look at a green dot rather than just a black bit, isn't it? I'm going to go and make myself a chamomile tea. I've been drinking a lot of that lately. And what shall I do? Petey's upstairs watching the football. So I think, I'm going to watch something on the telly, I think. And I think I may do some time, now that sounds like I'm in prison, do some time on my, what's it called, Felix pullover. Do some time. That doesn't sound good, doesn't it? Does it? I'm going to play with my Felix. That doesn't sound good. I'm going to, do you know what I mean when I say work sounds a bit negative? Like if I say I'm going to work on my Felix sweater, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a fun afternoon, does it? Maybe it's just me. Anyway, I am sending you huge amounts of love, and thank you so much for being here. You are just such treasures. Mwah.